All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. We're looking at the absolutely unbelievable true story of how one of the biggest creators on the planet literally caused traffic jams across 3 different continents and got booted from 5 countries. And the craziest part? It was all caught on camera.
I mean, really, think about that for a second. Kicked out of 5 countries. Live. Just imagine the sheer logistics of getting legally banned from multiple nations, all while a massive live audience is watching the whole thing unfold in real time. We're talking running onto football fields, clashing with police, and turning what's supposed to be a simple walking stream into a full-blown international incident.
But to really understand how this even happened, you gotta understand the scale of this guy's influence. The man at the center of all this chaos is Darren Watkins Jr., though you probably know him as IShowSpeed. 30 million subscribers. That number right there, that sets the stakes. We are talking about arguably the loudest man on the internet, someone who brings a literal army of viewers with him wherever he goes.
Part 1. The Rise of Chaos. From 2K to a world tour. You know, before all the international incidents, Speed actually started out back in 2016 playing NBA 2K to basically nobody. But by 2021, he had cracked the code. He found this new winning formula. While other streamers were, calm and collected, Speed was yelling, he was breaking controllers, crying, and screaming his famous CUU celebration. And this explosive, chaotic behavior, it was exactly what the algorithm and his young audience heavily rewarded. It propelled him to 30 million subscribers in just 2 years. He literally built his entire career on chaos.
Which brings us to Part 2, World Tour Disasters, Norway and Singapore.
So in late 2023, Speed makes a huge decision. He decides to take his wildly successful, chaotic indoor stream format and bring it out into the real world. But what started as this fun, global IRL or in-real-life tour rapidly spiraled into a violent, escalating sequence of international incidents. And this all happened over just a 6-month period.
First stop on this disaster tour, Oslo, Norway, in December 2023. Speed is just walking through the city with 10,000 people watching live, and fans are literally following his every move. It's complete chaos. Then he spots a live football match and decides it's a good idea to run right onto the pitch right in the middle of the game. Security is chasing him, fans are screaming, and within 5 minutes, the Norwegian police have to step in. They looked right at him and said, live on stream, "Sir, you are disturbing public order. You need to leave the country now." So he ends the stream, flies out, and boom, that is ban number 1.
Now, fast forward 2 months to March 2024, and here's where we really see this massive contrast between Speed's brand of entertainment and, well, the harsh reality of international law. Speed is riding an electric scooter around Singapore, screaming, waving at cars. But the thing is, Singapore has incredibly strict laws against public chaos and shouting. So cops pull up right next to him on bicycles, warn him he's going to be arrested, and completely shut down the stream. And just like that, we have ban number 2.
Moving on to Part 3, Breaking Point, Indonesia, the permanent ban. This right here was the climax of the tour. This is where the polite warnings completely stopped and the real-world consequences peaked. Just picture this. Speed goes to a stadium in Indonesia that is packed with 80,000 people. He's really just supposed to be watching the game. But instead, absolute pandemonium breaks out. He's climbing on the seats, he takes his shirt off, starts yelling, and violently pushes past security. So, Indonesian police rush in, physically grab him, take his phone, and the stream just abruptly cuts to black.
And the severity of this incident was entirely different from the others. After fans reported that he'd been detained for 3 hours, the Indonesian government released a crystal-clear official statement. It read, "IShowSpeed is not welcome at future public events in Indonesia." Ban number 3. And unlike the first 2, this one was permanent.
Next up, Part 4, Strikes 4 and 5, Japan and the UK. Because the disastrous momentum definitely did not stop there. The final 2 back-to-back incidents really cemented his international notoriety. First, in Japan, Speed tried to film in a restricted area of a Tokyo train station, which earned him a physical fine from the police. Then, in London, he did his famous CUU celebration right in the middle of the street. 5,000 fans showed up in 10 minutes. 10 minutes! They completely stopped traffic. So that's 5 countries in just 6 months, earning him a high-risk flag at airports everywhere.
All right, Part 5, the cost of chaos. Why exactly did this happen?
We really need to ask ourselves why his massive digital clout failed so spectacularly when it was tested in the real world, and it really comes down to 3 logistical nightmares. Number 1, zero delay. Whatever he does, 200,000 people are seeing it instantly. There's zero room for error. Number 2, uncontrollable crowds. Having 5 to 10,000 people tracking and following you is an absolute security nightmare. And number 3, a fundamental disrespect for local laws.
And honestly, here is the core disconnect. This is probably the biggest takeaway from this entire explainer. What's considered hilarious in America, the exact type of chaos that is rewarded with millions of views, is quite literally a crime in nations like Singapore and Indonesia. You simply cannot export digital chaos into sovereign physical spaces and expect no consequences.
And man, the fallout was intense. I mean, even Speed's own stream chat was warning him that he was gonna get arrested. Corporate sponsors were terrified, pulling their funding left and right. Ultimately, it forced Speed to go live and deliver a pretty sobering apology. He said, "I was just trying to have fun. I didn't know it was that serious."
Today, well, he's survived the fallout. He still has his massive 30 million subscriber audience, but things are definitely different now. He does far less IRL streaming and way more gaming from home because he learned the hard way that even internet giants have to obey the law. The real world literally forced him back indoors.
He got banned from 5 different countries, all for content, all for views, which leaves us with a final, pretty provocative question. Did Speed go too far? Or were these countries overreacting? It's such a fascinating debate about where the boundary lies between viral internet entertainment and real-world public safety. Think about where that line should actually be drawn. Thanks for hanging out and learning with me today, and I hope this provided a clear look at exactly how digital chaos translates